Great. Hi everyone. Would be great if you all could switch on your videos so that we'll be able to see you. Is here.
Hi, hi everyone.
Hi Ayush. How are you?
I'm good. How are you guys?
All good. All good. Everybody else, be great if you could switch on your videos. Great. See, it will not be really fun and interactive if you all don't switch on your videos. Great. Great. Thank you. Hi Nakul. Hi Ved. How are you
Hi
guys?
Anushka. Hi
Oh,
everybody. I'm doing good. How about you?
All good. All good. How has the modules been for you? I hope Accubate is
Uh
not an issue anymore.
yeah, the troubles ended finally. Yeah, it's going good, not an issue. Until now at least. I don't know if we
Okay.
run into more troubles.
No, no, we will make sure that you all don't run into any other problems further. Before we take up any of your questions, we just wanted to share the program calendar with you so that you know what the next month looks like. I will just share my screen. Is my screen visible? Cool. Okay. So, by now, since all of your Accubate issues are, resolved, we are hoping that you've gone through the module 2 and 3, and we would expect you to submit your module 2 assignments by 5th of December, that is tomorrow. Uh, Further, by 9th of December is when your module 3 assignment submission is scheduled, and post that you'll be able to access your module 4 as well. Post module 4, we'll have a mentor session that will include Vinod Chandramouli, the person whose videos you was watching for module 2 and module 3. So he himself would be joining in, and considering the quality and the timeliness of your assignments, he'd pick out the best 5 or 7 out of them, and then maybe talk about it, give personal feedbacks or something on that particular mentor session. And maybe we could have it and ask me anything of sorts, wherein you come up with any doubts that you have related to your customer persona, or anything that you did not understand or would want to double down on in module 2. You could get in touch with Vinod during this session. Post this, we have the module 4 assignment submission scheduled, which would be on 16th of December, and you will be able to access module 6. Um, Module 6 will also take about a week for you to understand and go through, and hence 22nd December is when you will be able to submit Module 6. And 18th of December is when we will have Professor Sachi from IIM Bangalore, who will, have a one-on-one with you guys, and, maybe pick up your assignments, talk about it, and just solve any doubts that you might have related to value proposition or problem validation or anything like that. So post 22nd, you will have your end reviews on 6th and 7th January. So end reviews are mostly similar to the panel reviews that you had during the application process and the selection process. Here you will have to, double down on your learnings that you might have picked up in the last 1 month while going through all the modules on Accubate, and you will have to present them in front of mentors, collect feedback. We would be sending out a detailed format that is expected for these end reviews that your presentation could, just consist of. However, just everything that you've learned throughout these 9 modules or the 8 modules that you'll have, it's the best if you could include that. December 24th to 1st January onwards is when the program team will not be available. And hence, this time is for you to just, compile and reflect and learn, on all of those learnings that you've had throughout, which would be helpful during your end reviews in the month of January. So that is mostly about the program calendar. We'll also share a copy of the same on the group and for you to further refer it. Anything you'd want to add, Akshay?
Yes, a few points I will add. So basically, the startups that will pick during the Mentor Connects as well, when Vinod will come in or when Professor Sachi will come in, will also give preference to people who have timely submitted the assignments. So if you're submitting on time, your assignments will be reviewed by the mentor. So make sure that you are submitting on time so that your your assignments are picked up by the mentor so that they can talk about it. Because we will do this mentor connect for 1.5 hours, so probably you will only be able to cover 5 to 10 of the ventures, and their assignments will be picked up. Others can also learn from what the other people have submitted, but we'll give preference to people who have given timely submissions. That was the first point. Second point was on, as Anushka mentioned, that we'll go for the downtime from 24th of December to 2nd of January. We will not be reachable on that time, not on emails. Also, we probably won't have access to our laptops as well. But what you can do it on those time is the assignments will be closed, so you anyway have to submit your all of the assignments before 22nd, but you can still review your courses. So if you want to, because the the reviews that are going to happen on 6th and 7th of January, where you will have to talk about your learnings from all the modules that you have. So that will require majorly all the collection of all the assignments that you've done so far. So it would require your defined problem statement, it would require your customer mapping, your ideal customer profile, your jobs to be done, your value map, uh, the amount of customer conversation that you have. Not only just it, but this also how you are practically implementing this, as all of the modules are asking you to go on the ground and have conversation with your users, with your customers. So you have to talk about that. So you can have that period of 10 days to implement those learning as well. So because in reviews, as we already said that phase two, we are only going to take about 50% of the people. So people who have not just learned, but have implemented those learnings as well. So whatever that you have learned, if you've gone on and spoken with 10 users, 50 users, that increases your chance of selection. So please do that. Any questions, if you have, feel free to ask. Okay, if not any questions, I would like to know from any one of you, how's the module going for you in terms of content wise? We would love to hear feedback as well. Something, if anyone feels that that's something that they've already done or nothing new on it, that also appreciated. Feel free to give those kind of feedback as well.
Hi, Akshay. I
Yes,
actually did have a couple of questions. One
yes.
related to the modules and then one
Hmm.
related to the live
साढ़े
connect.
छह बजने में तो 1.5 घंटा है.
Hmm.
So the live connect questions that I had was at the end of each module, there's a live connect mentioned where it says there's a peer review, there are role
Hmm.
plays that are supposed to happen. Will those
Hmm.
still happen, or it's just going to be the mentor connect for now?
So two mentor connects right now we schedule. We'll probably schedule one peer connect,
Mm-hmm.
depending on your submission right now because we are looking into the submissions.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why we have not scheduled those right now. So it will depend. Like we'll probably split you guys into the groups and sector wise or probably stage wise or B2B wise, B2C wise, those kind. And then you can probably talk about when those value proposition part comes in or probably jobs to be done part comes in where it requires that you have conversation with your peers as well. Those
Mm-hmm.
for those will schedule the peer conversations.
Perfect.
Hmm.
So I also had a doubt regarding the modules that's
Yes.
specific to my startup. So
Hmm.
I'll give you a bit of context about my startup so
Hmm.
you have more context to answer the question.
Yes.
So essentially, on a very basic level, what I'm building is a marketplace for AI tools. So obviously, there's a
Hmm.
demand side of things and there's a supply side of
Hmm.
things, where at the end of the day, the supply side of things, the AI tools, the main customer as such that we're going to be making money off of them, but
Hmm.
also the demand side of things where you as an end consumer will be using the product is
Hmm.
is also very important because that drives the supply side of things.
Hmm.
So when you talk about uh, the ICP or a empathy map, how do you build one for each of them, or do you focus on the user that will be using the product?
So both the ICP and the probably when in probably module 4 you will learn about the value proposition, the value mapping, all those things. It could be done for like whoever is paying, and it could be separate for both of them.
Mhm,
If the revenue is coming from both the sides, let's say when
mhm.
you are talking about those who are using the tools as well, and where the supply is also coming from. If your revenue is coming from the two sides, then it has to be two different ones.
Right. So, for example, for the last two
Mm.
assignments at least, because
Yeah.
of lack of understanding in terms of whether I should put both of them or should I
Mm.
put one of those, because the
Mm.
modules were a bit more focused on the user side of things.
Mm.
So right now I have put on the user side of things, but
Yeah, yeah.
so from maybe next assignment I can have
Yeah,
both the
next,
sides of the
yes, next
conversation.
assignment, because next assignment will probably focus on your value proposition part of it. So who are you providing your value to? And who are you which of the group is going to pay for it? So in
Mm-hmm.
that part, probably, if both the groups are paying for it, then you should include it.
Right. For example, even for module 3 as well, where we're supposed to build the empathy map and the
Hmm.
journey map, I'm still
Hmm.
yet to submit that one.
Hmm.
So for that as well, I'll show both sides of the spectrum. Then is it?
For empathy map, yeah, I think it would be good if you can do both sides. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Perfect. I think yeah, that was all the questions that I had. Thank you so much.
Ask this question to Vinod also when we do the Mentor Connect. He's also the right person to talk more about it. Why we do both sides? Why should we do it to one side? Yes,
Right.
Kanjika, you also have
Thank you.
any questions.
Good evening, everyone. Sir,
Mm.
I think we had a issue in the dashboard, and I think it is not yet completely resolved. I am unable to access my modules. I
Are you
did mail.
using right email?
Yes,
Are you sure you're not using two emails?
no.
Okay.
I'm using the email that I receive all the NSRCL, mails about the deadlines and modules. So I'm logging from the same email.
Okay. Then probably we'll check it at the back end itself with the Accubate team.
Yes,
We'll resolve this.
yes. Thank you so
Hello,
much, sir.
sir.
Yet I
Hi,
received a mail
Nitish.
today itself that I had to do my modules by
Hmm.
Monday. So if it is resolved, then I'll be able to do it, completed by the weekend. So
Sure, sure. I will get in touch with
Yeah.
you, Kanchika, and let you know.
But you
thank you so
informed
much.
us today.
Yes, sir, actually, I was hospitalized, so my team couldn't access my
Sorry.
email, and neither did I. So that is why. Hello.
Yes, yes. I believe Akshay is having some network issue, but it is noted, Kanchika. Let us
Okay.
get to you. Uh, I will get on a call with you post.
Thank you, ma'am. Okay.
Yeah, we have Advay also. What is the issue, Advay?
Hi guys, so we had a question. Our customers are mostly businesses, so there are other. We are working in B2B form, and the customers are from industries, say from aluminum industry or the petroleum industry, right? So,
Hmm.
how is there any way you can help us contact these people? Because directly contacting, say, the CMD or the director of these companies is quite difficult. So, is there any way that you guys can help us connect with some of the people? We are trying from our side. We have found a few people, but is there any way that you can help us in this?
Uh, I don't know, like we can't promise this, but right now you can write it over email. If you have direct immediate connects, then we can connect. But we won't be able to promise anything on this. What you can do is, uh, you write us on this first. We'll see if we have any immediate connects. Otherwise, we'll suggest any alternative options to you.
Okay, sure. Thanks.
For this, Akshay, I would suggest because I was accepted into the community, the city groups for NSR, sir. So I see a lot of conversation going around that, okay, someone's asking for these contacts, someone's asking for other networks, and people are constantly helping. So I would suggest if you get into one of the cities, maybe write that as a query if you can connect to any one of those company MDs or
Yeah.
yeah, head of
Yeah, that's a great
operations.
suggestion because we have our alumni also a lot of alumni who might be working in the same space and probably they would be able to uh,
Okay, sure.
connect you with someone.
Wait, any other questions
Hello,
you guys
ma'am.
have?
I have a doubt. Actually, I haven't received the dashboard URL in my email yet, so I am not
Do you
able to access the
remember?
dash.
So do you remember how you filled the application for the cohort
Uh,
on
um,
accubate.com?
yes, ma'am.
Yeah, it's the same thing. You just have to enter your email and then you'll be able to.
Sure, I tried it. Can you please share the URL in the chat?
I am sharing.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes. Any other questions?
Anything else that you guys might want to know about the modules or the mentor connects that we might have? We are also planning to host a peer exchange or session wherein a lot of you would come together and just talk about things that would be relevant to your startups or just in general. So, any suggestions on that? Anything you'd like us to, maybe place more importance on? Anything you'd want us to focus on? That'd be great. Any
If you don't want
suggestions
to,
that you?
if you don't want to share suggestion or feedback
Yeah.
here, you can email us also. If that works for you, you can message us also. Any feedback that you want to share us individually, personally, that also works. What I would recommend for Mentor Connects, we'll inform you about the peer connects, peer exchange as well. But for Mentor Connects, we will share the profiles of the people here. Go through their profile because with their background, with their experience, you would also get to know in what ways they can help you uh, with so yeah, we'll share their profiles as well, go through their profiles and take the leverage and opportunity of uh, like these kind of mentor connects. Yes, Wade.
Akshay, I had one doubt.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, someone already asked a similar question. So for
Hmm.
the previous assignment where we had to create a schedule, right, of the
Hmm.
interviews, five
Hmm.
numbers. So, like my startup is into enterprise sales.
Hmm.
So it is really difficult to find contacts with people who I can talk to, and most of them just tell me that we're very busy, or I can't. Some numbers are dead. So could you suggest me any tool that is cost effective and also can help me reach out to people. Like Apollo and all these tools exist, but they're either too
Yeah.
expensive, like they
Hmm.
cost like 8K a month.
Hmm.
So, so something that is little cost effective and helps out. Or
Right.
anybody if they use similar tools.
Probably you can first thing that you can do is put it in the group if someone in the group knows they can recommend. But can you text me your requirements? Probably I'll also put it in some other group if someone knows. We will also recommend.
Perfect. Thank
Ye-
you.
Yes, Wade, you were asking.
Yes, sir. So I actually, this might be a little unrelated, but
Hmm.
my startup is actually into transportation for IT professionals via
Hmm.
shared mobility service.
Hmm.
So I've been gravitating into like we have the app ready with daily customers using it.
Hmm.
So I've had a little bit of an instance where I realized that having it as a more of a platform service to book rides
Hmm.
wouldn't be as effective as having
Hmm.
more of a place where they can share who's going where, if that makes sense. So, my kind of what I'm trying to come with this is
Hmm.
that I kind of feel like there might be a major change in the business model from like the past 6 months of
Hmm.
testing and
Hmm.
constantly talking to customers.
Hmm.
So I need a little bit help on that if it was, or like a suggestion, if keeping it as a booking service or like where somebody can book a cab ride with a shared passenger or more of a marketplace where the customer can place their requirement and people can tag along and we can arrange accordingly to that. It's the same thing, but the whole steps are a little different. The UI and all of that would be a little more different. So I've been having a little thought about that. I just wanted to know your input. And what do you think of that?
Okay. Probably because this requires me also to go through your whole solution. We can
Yes.
probably connect next week sometimes.
Okay.
Probably I'll also go through your deck once more and probably able to give better solutions.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. Thank you.
Also, I just had a little
Hmm.
suggestion for Ved. There's a very similar model in Europe called BlaBlaCar. Works exactly like this, where you put, okay, I'm going from here to here. If there's anyone who is remotely traveling anywhere close from this location to that location, I can take you for a bit of money. So, I mean, you can take a look at their business model also. I know it's really successful there.
Absolutely. But the only thing is, I'm trying to come up with something more with working with the demand of certain areas. So we only function with IT professionals right now that travel to major IT hubs, and each area has a different threshold. So instead of just sticking with cabs, with a certain area or a pin code having a higher threshold, we could provide the mini buses or the mini shuttles and stuff like that. It's more of a shared concept than rather than just having cars or cabs in it and more of building a community or a shared community. But yes, absolutely. Thank you very much, Ayush.
All the best for that.
That tells us that probably having more peer connects probably will help going forward. So we'll probably schedule this connect very soon. Great. Any other feedback, queries? How is the module two for everyone? Anyone, probably someone wants to share their learnings, something that new that you didn't know. Because your feedback will also help us improve the content. So feel free to give whatever feedback that you have. Yes,
I'll
Prakhar, you want to share?
probably go first. Yeah.
Yes.
So we are operating in B2G sector and bit of B2B as well. So getting those interviews, even though completing all of the tasks was kind of difficult. While we have done a good job in getting few interviews, but not a lot of them were very beneficial for us. Yeah. So I would say like specifically for my area, like B2G, if we could have gotten a few more days of that would have been beneficial.
Okay. So the idea is also that so the main fundamental concept here is that anyway, whoever that you're going to sell, it could be the businesses, it could be government, it could be consumers. You have to talk to the people that you're
Yeah.
going to sell to eventually. So it also,
Yes.
even if you're not going to able to, let's say, talk to five government or government related organizations right now, but the idea is to give you a framework that anyway, eventually you have to do that. And that's how
Yes.
your value proposition eventually also will come out. But that's the idea. We are also trying to, so the incubation also will try to push you towards that. Like this is the time that uh, as many conversation that you can have, because right now you will have all the support needed. You can ask for help. There's a community here. You're already part of the community. You have your cohort group here. Anything you can also ask us in anywhere that you're stuck. So that's why right now, because you're part of the incubation, will push you towards having doing difficult things, having difficult conversations.
Yeah.
I have like one suggestion. I mean, I don't know if everyone faced this problem,
Okay.
but in the second module, like it was about mom tests and everything, right?
Hmm.
Customer discovery. It took me a very long time, because mom was written as in capitals MOM. I was trying to find the expansion. I was thinking it's an abbreviation, and then I went on the internet, and then I finally found out it's like the same mother wale mom. So yeah, if you could just mention it somewhere there, one
Sure,
liner
sure.
that yeah, that would be
Okay,
better.
done. Noted, noted.
I think I'm going to also respond to Prakhar. Can I audible? Okay. By the way, hi guys. I don't know if this is Yagami and
Not,
Gangotri.
Gangotri, not clearly audible, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unmute. Uh, am I audible now?
Yes.
Yes.
So I was saying, yes, for those of you who don't know me, I'm part of the Idea Stage programs, right? And wanted to respond to something that Prakhar said. See, I think when you spoke about, reaching out to governments, the idea is also not that of course, you submit something by the module two, so you've gotten started on the process. But a large part of it, also think of it as when we do the evaluation in January, this is the progress that we are looking at, right? The on-ground progress that you've done and the number of people you've been able to reach out and relevant people, not just conversations with anybody working in the government, but those who can be decision makers or influencers for the product that you're trying to sell, right? I think
Yeah.
those lenses are important, and it's not that it is ending with module two. The idea of the submission is that you've gotten started on the process and if you understood the process, and also, we'll continue to take a look at it at the back end in terms of what you've submitted. And there could be feedback that comes to you saying, maybe this is a slightly different approach that you need to try, right? So,
Mm.
uh, if your submissions are on time, we'll also be able to give you some feedback. If they're delayed, we'll probably not look at it, right?
Mm.
So, uh, but the idea is think of also, I think the other point that I really want to drill down, not sure if Akshay has already mentioned it before I joined, but this entire pre-incubation for us in some sense is to understand how you're working on your venture and is part of your selection to the next phase as well, right? So it's important that y'all are displaying that commitment to your venture through the 6 weeks of pre-incubation as well, right? 6 to 8 weeks that you have. So do keep that in mind and keep working towards it. It's not that at the end of M2 it's done. But if for the reviews you're able to present more conversations that you've had and some insights that you've had from those conversations, then that is what will add value.
Just I'll add one more point there that probably, and don't think that that because we know that for some of the ventures it would be difficult to do some of those things. So even in evaluation, we know that for the B2C venture, it's easier to, let's say, talk to 50 people. For the B2B or B2G, it's not that easy. So that will be considered in evaluation, but we want to see your proof of work, like what steps that you have taken towards that, even if you have not been able to, let's say, have conversations.
So
Yes, Ayush.
I'll also add another angle to that, right? I think if you're building something in that space, you should start figuring out how to reach out to people in that space, right? So while we
Oh,
will not expect the same number as a D2C venture, we will expect that you've had some reasonable number of conversations.
Yes, Ayush.
So I would just like to share an instance where I did actually take an interview post module two, and I could definitely see clear differences where, for example, I realized there were a couple of questions that I was asking before the test, where the answers 90% at least were a yes. And what I realized was it wasn't opening up the conversation to more possibilities. Right. So, for example, I asked, "Are you using these LLMs right now for this?" The answer is 90% of the time, yes. So, I think the mom test sort of really helped me understand a broader perspective, and it just sort of opened up the conversation. And the conversations also lasted way longer than I anticipated because once you start talking about something, you just start digging into that. So, I mean, I do have clear insights from one of the conversations that I had, and that sort of just sort of cracked my confirmation bias about something. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, I realized that once you change the type of questions that you're asking, it also challenges the confirmation bias that you might be stuck in right now. Right. I also, regarding this, I had a question. So obviously, I'm taking notes out of these interviews. So for the final presentations, do you also want me to take screenshots or I don't know, voice recordings maybe? Because at this point, I'm just taking notes and what I'm sort of just answering as they answer as well.
So the idea is that you have to talk about your learnings from
Mhm.
those conversations. So it's up to you how you want to present it. If you can present it in a better format, in a story format, that would help you in your reviews.
Perfect. Perfect. Thank you so much.
And yeah, thanks for sharing your experience also, Ayush. Because the idea is not to just get yeses from your surveys, right? That they are going to use it, but the idea is to what else that you can get out of your user that will help you build your better value proposition.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Yes, I think just one more thing, right? As a discipline, please do keep your videos on in when you're making time for these calls. Most of the content is asynchronous, and you all don't get enough opportunity to talk to each other, right? So very few of y'all will go into the next phase. You're probably going to get another couple of opportunities, and you're losing that out to even talk about your venture. So please keep your videos on, and if you can't join, then that's a different thing, right? But if you're here, please be fully present.
I'll give you one example, like why turning on video also. I'll just by in one of the previous cohorts, we had one of the sessions. There was this one founder who had his video on probably for all of the sessions. He used to keep it on from starting from the end. And one of the investor was taking the session. And when the investor came in as an in-person to do something, and the first person that he identified was the founder who had his video on, and he got the full 15 minutes of the investor because he remembered that this person, the only person who had his video on. So this kind of opportunities, probably you can call it serendipity, but opens up when you do things like this. So yeah, wait.
Yeah, so a small question. Um, with the second model with collecting information and like asking questions, we talk to both passengers and the drivers, like getting both perspectives. Would it be okay if I include both of them in the assignment submissions?
Yes, you can have two separate separate one also. But if passengers are going to be the one who's going to pay for the solution, then I think
Um, Actually, no. The
okay.
it works on a subscription model by the
Hmm.
drivers.
Hmm.
So that was a little question I had on who should be interviewed more.
Then both probably. So I think I've seen the template and it shows that if it matches your exact ICP profile or not. So
Mm-hmm.
depending if let's say both of them matches your ICP, then collect information from both of them.
Okay, so in my submission, can I make two submissions of
Yeah, yeah.
the
Yes.
template?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, great. Any other questions you guys have? Otherwise, we'll probably receive the calendar invites for the Mentor Connect right now. The first one is scheduled for 11th. The other one is tentatively right now scheduled for 18th. In the middle, we'll probably schedule two peer connects as well, where you can share your learnings with your peers, what you guys have done, what kind of conversation that you had with your users and with your customers. Uh, Great. And anything to add, Anushka, Gangotri?
I think nothing from me. Just was good to hear some feedback or some inputs on how the online modules are helping. Do keep continuing to give us feedback. You can DM us, put it on the WhatsApp group, or reach out over email. In terms of like, you don't have to wait for an AMA to happen to share any feedback, any trouble that you face, or any aha moments that you have. It'll be good motivation for the rest of the cohort as well.
Great then. I think we are good to go then. Thank you so much. Please feel free to share all these in the groups as well as Gangotri mentioned. It will help others also who will probably have not started or delayed in their journey to come back on the modules again. Great. Thank you so much, guys. Have a great evening.
Thank
Thank you so much. Have a
Thank
good
you,
evening.
Thank
everyone.
you.
Thank you.
you.